There's been some major updates to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud this week. Though the two seem to be on a break from releasing new tracks, at least for right now, there's still been so much happening. Since my last video recapping the situation, there have been a few releases that we didn't talk about. Things have really escalated, and the accusations made against one another have become extremely serious. Billboard even released an article speculating on whether or not the two could possibly sue each other because of the accusations they're throwing around in these releases. Legal reporters think a suit is unlikely and they would face challenges taking this to that level, but the court of public opinion sure is weighing in on everything that they've heard. The songs have hit the Hot 100 charts with millions listening in on what each one has to say about the other. It's also got listeners going back to listen to their previous work, at least for Kendrick. According to Billboard, from May 3rd to the 6th, Lamar's discography earned 50.62 million streams, up 49% from the previous Friday to Monday tracking period, 33.98 million from April 26th to the 29th. Meanwhile, Drake's overall catalog is actually down when you similarly compare his streams from that weekend to last weekend and remove his two streaming available response tracks, Push-Ups and Family Matters. Of course, even with the 4.9% dip in catalog plays, Drake's streaming numbers remain roughly twice as many as Lamar's. Now, in my last video, I had broken down the timeline of how we got to this point. It all kind of picked up when Drake and J. Cole released their collaboration first-person shooter, in which J. Cole raps that himself, Drake, and Lamar are the big three of rap. In March, Kendrick seemed to respond to this in a verse on Metro Boomin and Future's song Like That, rejecting their idea of the big three, instead rapping "It's just big me." Drake ended up responding to Kendrick soon after in a song titled Push-Ups, and from there, it's been a very consistent back and forth between the two of them, at least until this week. Drake has called out Kendrick, making accusations that he's not faithful to his fiancée, as well as claiming that he's hurt her. Meanwhile, Kendrick has called out Drake and the people he surrounds himself with, saying that they aren't loyal to him and that Drake has been hiding another child, a daughter, who he claimed was 11 years old. Drake came out to deny the daughter claims, but at the time that he came out to address that, he hadn't addressed the other accusations, which people were like, let's address these other things because they're very serious, since Kendrick had made accusations against him being interested in young women. It was just very clear in these songs that Kendrick was releasing that he hated Drake. Now, since my last video, Kendrick has dropped another diss track titled Not Like Us, with the art for the release being Drake's home screenshotted from Google Maps. This was released less than 24 hours after the release of Kendrick's previous diss track titled Meet the Grams. On the track, Kendrick is straight up calling Drake and the people he associates with out for being with those underage, straight up using the P word. It's wild. Metro Boomin ended up adding to the situation by releasing a beat called BBL Drizzy. Drake had previously dissed Metro Boomin on his track titled Push-Ups by telling him to shut up and make some drums. And so now he was chiming into this situation, though him chiming in got him in some trouble because he was clearly calling out Drake, but then Twitter decided to go through Metro Boomin's old tweets, and then he ended up getting exposed for a lot of the things that he had tweeted, and the things that Drake was getting called out for, now he was getting called out for. And it's been pretty quiet on his end since then, at least in regards to this situation, because prior to him getting called out, he had no problem tweeting out at Drake a bunch, tweeting out Kendrick lyrics, photos of Drake. Now, this past Sunday, Drake then released a response to Kendrick in a track titled The Heart Part 6. Drake denied Kendrick's claims about his history and says, "I've never been with no one underage." Drake also goes on to say that him and his team had been feeding false information to Kendrick in hopes that he would use it in his song, claiming that it did work, as Kendrick had come out to say that Drake had a daughter, which he was basically saying was false information, and that was the information that they fed him and he bought it. In The Heart Part 6, Drake says, "We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old. I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination." He brings it up later again, saying, "We finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist." He later accuses Kendrick of completely lying about him, but ends it with sort of a compliment towards his latest release, saying that it would be something that he could dance to. Following Drake dropping this, 2 days later, it was reported that a security guard was shot outside of Drake's Toronto estate. Reports claimed that an unidentified vehicle fired shots at the entrance of his home, and the security guard was rushed to the hospital for serious yet non-life-threatening injuries. Police have yet to reveal if the incident was in connection with the ongoing beef between Drake and Kendrick, and it was not made clear whether or not Drake had been at his home at the time of the incident, but clips were going around of the police on the scene talking about the situation.
When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
The next day, Wednesday, another incident occurred at Drake's home in Toronto. This time, a man had been arrested for attempting to gain access to the property. Following this second incident at his home, Drake shared a cryptic message on his Instagram story that seemed to touch on death and hate. He shared a clip from the Netflix series A Man in Full, where the lead actor, Jeff Daniels, is lying down on the ground saying, "I don't mean this as criticism. Maybe I do, but when you die, will people notice? When I go, there are going to be a lot of memories of me by a lot of people, many who hate me. Even so, a person needs to live with vigor. Otherwise, what's the point?" The clip sparked up a conversation online about what's been going on and what Drake was trying to say by posting this to his story, wondering if this was in connection with the second incident that happened at his home. But unfortunately, it wasn't the last incident that occurred, as people have continued to target his property, it seems. And now a third incident has been reported, as it's been said that yesterday, Thursday afternoon, Drake's home was subject to yet another trespassing incident. According to USA Today, police were called about a trespasser at the superstar rapper's Canada home around 3:30 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. According to Toronto police spokesperson Shannon Eames, the trespasser was involved in an altercation with security guards before the police arrived and was later taken to the hospital. Since the incidents have occurred, neither Drake nor Kendrick have released any new tracks. Aside from Drake posting that one Instagram story, neither have said anything, and fans are wondering what is next, if they're waiting or what is going on and what is going to happen. What could they be expecting? Is there going to be some crazy drop in the middle of the night again? But while fans have been speculating about what they are going to do next, there have been other rumors going around about the industry and if people have been trying to get them to make amends. There have been rumors surrounding Universal Music Group wanting this feud to end between the two of them and trying to mediate the two of them coming together. The rumor was started by a blind item that was released saying, "Currently waiting for proof, take with a grain of salt until then. From an insider, waiting on proof in the form of documents, will update whenever I receive it." PG Lang, Kendrick, and EXO The Weeknd, as of yesterday, were asked by Universal Music Group to end the beef with OVO Drake. Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but UMG is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. UMG also had a Zoom meeting with all the parties involved, and they want Kendrick either directly or said through PG Lang to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't if Kendrick agrees to end the beef. Drake is losing the beef in UMG's eyes, so from UMG's perspective, the sooner that this beef ends, the better. The accusations directed at Drake are costing UMG, Nike, and other parties a lot of money. But according to TMZ, this isn't true at all, as they wrote, "We're told not only did UMG not insert itself here, but our sources who are familiar with the inner workings of the label say Universal would never jump into something like this. The way it was explained to us, Kendrick and Drake's beef is between them and completely separate from the business side of things, and UMG just doesn't think it's their place to step in either way, so they didn't, nor did they ever consider doing so. And with the way this music has probably been so successful for them, I'm not surprised they haven't actually tried to mediate the situation." Forbes has reported that in all of this week alone, Euphoria by Lamar debuted at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100s, with features like that guest starring Lamar at number 8 and push-ups by Drake at number 17. And that Lamar's Not Like Us broke a Spotify streaming record to become the most streamed American hip-hop song in a single day with 6.59 million. So who knows what will happen, if there will be another track in the next couple days, hours, minutes, or what. If they will still be holding off, if they're holding off because of the situation that's going on in Drake's property right now. But I want to know what you guys think about all that's been going on, all that's been said. I've been seeing this all over on TikTok. People who don't even like Drake are listening to the Drake songs. People that don't even like Kendrick are listening to the Kendrick songs. I feel like everyone is crossing over. Some people are taking sides. Some people are just bopping to the songs. Some people are saying that they're just happy that there's new music. I want to know all of your thoughts about this whole entire situation and what you think is going to happen next. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.